What the fuck is up? What's up guys, Cam here coming at you with another movie review. Today I am bringing you Nightcrawler, but before I get started with that, I just want to apologize. I am so sorry that I took a month hiatus away from my channel. Some unfortunate events went on over the last couple of months that I won't disclose here, but I just had to take a little bit of time away, get my head together, get my life straightened out. But now I am back, I'm in full force, and I am bringing you another movie review every week from here on out. And also, a lot of you really enjoyed that metal song that I put out a little while back. So what I'll be doing is every couple of weeks I'll be bringing you a new song that I've produced, and I'll be putting it under the name Demonic Paradigm. They're just going to be little, 1, maybe 2 minute songs that I throw together, but metal is something I'm very passionate about, and I feel like my channel will grow a lot more if I can really share that with you guys and share my passion with you guys. But moving on, today I'll be bringing you a review for the movie Nightcrawler. I fucking love this movie so much. If you're into movies about, sociopaths and about people doing a lot of fucked up shit, this movie is a great one to watch. This movie stars Jake Gyllenhaal as Lou Bloom, and this is an Oscar-worthy performance. I am telling you, he gives the performance of his life in this movie. This is a man who knows what he wants, and he will do anything. Literally anything to get it, even if it means breaking the law. And you really see his character come into light through the way that he treats other people, the way he talks to other people. Whenever he goes off on one of his, speeches, you just can't help but sit there and listen to him. I mean, there's just no words to describe the kind of performance that Jake Gyllenhaal does. I mean, this is a very well-written movie. The cinematography of this movie really adds to the tension that you feel because you have very long, suspense-filled shots, that are unbroken. I mean, if Jake Gyllenhaal goes off on one of his speeches, that entire speech will take up one shot. I mean, this guy, he knows exactly what to bring to this character. And I'm telling you, the streets of LA at night have never looked so good. I mean, Robert Elswit, who was the cinematographer for this movie, really did a great job to capture the gritty, I guess, gnarly night streets of LA. The color palette that he uses is very, very good. The way that these shots are composed is just very compelling. Now, how does the story add up? Well, Lou Bloom, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, is looking for work, and he finds a niche in what's called night crawling, where you arrive at the scene of a crime or the scene of an accident or something, and you film it and sell it to the news. Now, this movie clocks itself at about 2 hours long, but there is not one dull moment in this movie. Every minute on screen will have you completely invested, and you don't really know who you're rooting for. On the one hand, Lou Bloom is a very screwed up person, and you don't want him to succeed with the way that he treats other people. At the same time, though, you kind of do want him to succeed because this character has a way of making you feel invested despite the fact that he is very screwed up. I literally cannot find one flaw with this movie. I've watched this movie 3 times over the last maybe year and a half, and I've watched it like a hawk. But I cannot find one thing to complain about with this movie. So I'm just going to go ahead and give Nightcrawler a 9.5 out of 10. Well guys, spoiler alert, as always, I'll be talking about my top 5 favorite scenes out of Nightcrawler. Number 5, the introduction to the character of Louis Bloom. Now this is the first time that you see this character, and it shows you the lengths that he'll go to make money, because he doesn't have a job. You see him stealing metal from a junkyard, and cutting up a chain link fence. But a cop shows up and asks him what the hell he's doing there because it's a restricted area. And you see how manipulative he gets whenever he's trying to talk his way out of this. And then he ends up beating the shit out of the cop. I mean, it is a very good, solid introduction to a character that we know is going to be fucked up in the head. Number 4, arguing with the competition. Now, Jake Gyllenhaal isn't the only one going out and filming these things. He has competition in the way of a guy named Joe Loader, played by Bill Paxton. And whenever Joe Loader sees how successful Jake Gyllenhaal's getting, he tries to recruit him into his crew, but it doesn't quite go so well. He is trying his hardest to entice Jake Gyllenhaal's character to come in and contribute, but he just doesn't want any of it. And the scene ends with him, staying completely calm, but there's something he says that really shows you how much he really does not want to work with this guy. I feel like grabbing you by your ears and screaming in your face, I'm not fucking interested. But instead, I'm gonna go home and do some accounting. And just that shit-eating grin on his face, he knows that he's won. And you hate Bill Paxton's character. I mean, you hate this guy. So it really brings you a great sense of pleasure to see him not get his way. Number 3, dinner with Nina. Now Louis Bloom invites Nina, played by Rene Russo, out to dinner with him, but why he wants to do that is kind of ambiguous. On the one hand, you feel like he's doing it to further his career, but on the other hand, you feel like he's doing it because he really wants to be with her, but you just don't know. And it kind of chills you to see how manipulative he gets. I mean, this is the sociopath coming out in him. He is manipulating her to further his career, to sleep with him, to really get up in the ladder of the news, and he's talking and you just can't look away. And this is one of those scenes that really builds on the fact that you don't know whether or not you want to root for this guy. I mean, just great performances on both sides. Number 2, the ending. Now the ending is one that will leave you a little bit confused. Not confused as to what happens, confused as to how you feel about it. He allows his partner to die just for a good story. And his partner is one that you do feel sympathy for throughout the movie. And to watch him die because Louis Bloom allowed that to happen, he wanted it to happen, you don't know how you feel about it. And then as it goes on, you see that Louis Bloom is suddenly very, very fucking successful. He has a whole crew working for him now. And you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know the lengths that he'll go to get a good story. And that's why I'm saying you don't really know how you feel about it, because you don't know whether or not you should feel happy for him or feel scared for the people that are working with him. Number 1, the home invasion. Now this is a very tense, very suspenseful scene. A home invasion triple homicide occurs, and Louis Bloom and his partner get there before the police even show up. And he walks into that house and he films everything he sees. He films the dead, bloody bodies. He films the murder weapons lying around. I mean, long shots, long unbroken shots that really help to build the suspense and build the tension. I mean, you can feel it. It's tangible. I mean, I am not kidding. It is hard to breathe during that scene. And it really builds on what he'll do to get that good story. He does things that are really illegal just to make money. And I just think it is a very, very well-composed scene. Well guys, that's it. I would recommend this movie highly for anybody who wants to watch a movie about someone very fucked up in the head. I mean, this movie is great. Well, that's it for this review. I will see you guys next week with my next one. And again, I'm very sorry about the month that I took away from my channel. I'm not going to do that again, at least not without letting you guys know first. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, I will see you in my next review.